Hi guys, are you sick of desserts that make you feel bloated and sluggish and stacking on weight? Most sweets spike your blood sugar and starve your good gut bacteria, but not this one. Today, I'm showing you how to make my superfood spiced poached pears infused with the top science-backed gut-boosting ingredients. So it's dessert that tastes like pie, but is a probiotic powerhouse for your gut microbiome because it's packed with fiber, gut healing spices, and ingredients that work for your body, not against it. And they can help balance hormones and even burn fat. It's gluten-free, it can be dairy-free, it's totally meal preppable, so you can batch it once and enjoy it all week long. Hi, I'm Chef Leilani. I'm a clinical nutritionist and I'm helping you turn real food into powerful gut healing medicine without boring meals or food guilt. If you want the full recipe today and more gut health cheat sheets, join my free Gut Love email club. I'll put the links in the description. All right, let's get going. We're gonna start with the fruit. I'm gonna talk you through the ingredients as we're going. So you're gonna either choose a pear or an apple. Why these two? They are both gut loving. Check out these little babies here. So these particular pears are, the pears are like prebiotic gold, and it's the same with apples as well. They have something called pectin in it, which feeds up butyrate producing microbes. So this is great for your body. It helps produce short chain fatty acids that makes your gut lining strong, and it helps with the microbiome balance. So these are the star of the show. Now with pears, you can either use, this is a Bosc, but you can also use apples like Granny Smith or Fuji, Pink Lady, or Packham pear. You want something that's not too ripe because you don't want it to go mushy and too soft. We're going to add a bit of sweetness, so it's going to become a bit sweet, but you want them to be nice and firm. The second thing is you've got to take the skin off because that's how the flavor infuses into the fruit. So you'll peel your pear or apple, or ideally a mix of both. Put them in there. And we're going to put a liquid with there to help flavor it. So in this case, I'm going to use chai and green tea, and these are incredible for you. So chai it's got cardamom, cloves, it supports digestion, it lowers bloating, but it has tons of polyphenols and antioxidants in it. So that's for the helping of aging. As well, I can't stand mess, as feeding up the little microbiome species that you might forget about. So the flavors here are like cinnamon is really nice, clove is in there as well. Now you're gonna boil some water. You're gonna take a couple of chai bags or loose leaf if you've got it with a strainer. You can put it straight in there, or you can just do it like this, in a cup and then add it. Actually, we'll just put it straight in there. I'll turn my little thing on. So I've got 2 bags to about a cup. Now I've got a very small saucepan. I'm worried about it burning, so I'll wrap it around there because I've only got 2 pears. If you were going to do this for your family, like load it up, put 10 in a big pot, but I'm just doing it for you guys today. So I've got boiling water and I'm going to cover, maybe half cover the pears because I'm going to add some other things. It's about a cup. So that's why I was using a cup, but I'll just shortcut it and put it straight in there. Now I'm going to make this even more gut friendly by adding green tea. So this one's matcha or genmaicha. You can get it from the Asian supermarket or even your normal supermarket. It has catechins in it, so it lowers gut inflammation, and super high antioxidants, so it protects the cells from damage, pretty much like rust does, like an anti-rust for your gut. Genmaicha or matcha is more powerful. That it's a type of green tea, but it's got like 10 times the amount of antioxidants in it because it's actually a blend of the whole leaf, not just steeped. So I use that, but you can use whatever you want, regular green tea. You can omit it and just do chai if you want, but I'm trying to get some really good ingredients in there that actually promote feeding up all the different bacteria. So this is why it's so good. And also green tea has a component in it where you don't get like jittery, so you get a little energized, but you don't get that kind of coffee jittery buzz. So I'm drinking that now at the moment. I'm going through a green tea phase. So I might not soak it quite as long as the chai, just because I want some hints of it there, but I don't want it to dominate. So I've got that sitting. I'm going to sit it for about 5 minutes and then I'm going to take it out. So I think it's been about 3 minutes of me talking. So now I'll add this for the last 2. And we're just going to get those flavors. Now you'll notice the pears aren't fully submerged yet. Don't you worry, there's more to come. So when it comes to more infusion, you want these kind of spices, and the spices help with, they're anti-inflammatory, so lowers inflammation, but they also help relieve bloating and gas. Just going to slow that down. You don't want it to be on a too high a boil. You want it to be more of a simmer. So I'll lower that down. Great. So I'm also going to add, you can have so many things like ginger or star anise is really nice. I've got cardamom pods. So with cardamom, you can see it like that. You do have to smash it open because otherwise you need the seeds. Otherwise it won't work. So I've got the seeds there and I'll just put the whole pod and the seeds open in there. Okay, that's been about 5 minutes. So I will take it out. You could leave it in for a bit longer, but I wouldn't leave it in for longer than 10 minutes. A little bit of salt, just a tiny bit, little shaker of salt. That actually helps the sweetness. Now, spices, this is actually Chinese 5 spice. You can't smell it, but I wish you could. It smells like the festive season around Christmas. It's just warming, and where I live right now is winter. So if I had star anise, I would add that. If I had a cinnamon stick, I would add that. In this case, I'm going to add a bit of Chinese 5 spice. Kind of go what you have. Like I said, ginger. I had a bit of orange. Okay, so I peeled the rind and I'm just going to twist it to get the oils in there, just to add a bit of flavor. You could just leave it at chai if you want, but the more spices, the easier it is for the digestion, and it helps with the spices actually reduce more of the harmful bacteria in your gut, and your mouth. So it's really, really good for you. I've got a bit of cinnamon. I can add a bit more cinnamon just because I love it, but I was going to put it on top. So add a bit of there. You can't have too much. Now, next ingredient. This is not traditional, but like I said, I am using the top science-backed ingredients for your gut. And by the way, in my gut health course, I have them all put onto a cheat sheet for you. I've written a work week full of the best foods that you love, and I've included the top ingredients for gut health. So I'll put the links below. Go and check out that just to see if you want sort of a step-by-step guide to get better gut health. That's your roadmap. Now, let me know in the comments, what are your favorite spices? What do you love to cook with? What's your go-tos in summer, in winter? What makes you feel fantastic? Now, moving on. So pomegranate. This is what I'm going to top this up with, pomegranate juice. Traditionally, you could use a bit of lemon or a bit of orange. Pomegranate is so good for you because it has these things called L-gatines in it, which turns into erythritol A, and that boosts your mitochondria. So in animal studies, is actually shown to reduce tumor growth. So I try to add pomegranate juice or pomegranate seeds. I tried to find them because I hate peeling it myself. I get red everywhere, but you can get them frozen in the supermarket. So that's what I do, is usually freeze them and then take them overnight and put them in the fridge. In this case, I'm just going to add about half pomegranate, just so they're submerged. There we go. Now, let me know in the comments, what's your favorite fruit to poach? I'm sure all over the world, depending on season, it does change. I just use pears and apples because they have so much pectin in them. So I'm all about gut health. But you can do this with a range of different fruits if you want. Now, of course, I'm going to sweeten it with something because these pears aren't that sweet and this is a dessert. So if it was just me, I probably wouldn't add much sweetener. Depending on who you're with, you can change the ratio. Now, traditionally, this poached pear is made with a lot of sugar. So it's like half sugar, half water. I don't do that. Also, we've got a bit of pomegranate, so I've got the tartness, we've got the spices that have gone in there, and I just need a little bit of sweetener. So you can use whatever sweetener you want, of course, but if you want the ideal, this is my raw honey. I love raw honey. It's a natural prebiotic. It helps friendly microbes grow. It actually has minerals like iron, zinc, calcium, and also polyphenols and antioxidants in it. So again, that's for the anti-aging component. When you do heat raw honey, you lose the enzymes, but it keeps a lot of the minerals and the polyphenols and the antioxidants. So it is, in my opinion, still worth using honey. Now I'm going to add that to this liquid, and you want to add it early on. Okay. I'm going to put the recipe in my Gut Love Club. Go and check it out. You get weekly tips and recipes and worksheets. It's all free. It's to help you on your gut journey bit by bit, just to make it a little bit easier, blending it into the busy lifestyle. So I talk a lot about raw honey. Even when you're really sick, you just swallow a little bit and put it in the back of your throat because it helps. The antimicrobial component will actually help fight the sickness. It's amazing. And compared to how hard those little bees work, I think it's really cheap. Now, with these pears, I'll turn this up a little bit. You can taste the liquid to make sure it tastes good. See if you want to add more spices, if you want to add more sweetener. We'll be drinking a little bit of the liquid, but it's mainly to infuse. So you don't have to drink the liquid if you want. But essentially what the liquid tastes like is what the fruit will taste like. I'll just let that honey melt in there a bit. So you will leave these to sit for about 20 minutes to cook. So that's why it's good just on a Sunday while you're doing something, put them in there, do a whole batch, put them in the fridge, and then you can we'll plate it with some of these really gut healthy ingredients after. But that's it. Like, it is really simple, and you can use whatever spices are in your fridge or cupboard. Now, I have a very small pot here, but what you would do, because obviously like these guys kind of float around and you want the whole pear or apple to poach. So you get baking paper and you just kind of put a quarter and you cut it and you make it sit on there. So that way this part will also cook. Because I don't have much space, I am actually just going to put the lid on and turn it down to a simmer and let it sit for 20 minutes and do its thing. See you back here in 15 minutes and we will plate it up and I'll talk you through some of these ingredients. Till then. All right, guys, welcome back. Let's go check out these pears. All right, they've been simmering for about 15, 20 minutes. You can see it's a nice simmer. Now, how you know is when you put your fork in there, it's wriggly. It goes straight through, like it's really soft. You can see the color in there. It's just gorgeous. It smells fantastic. You could do it just for the smell. Like if you're selling your house, people will buy it based on this incredible fall kind of comfort smell. So let's take out one of the pears. They're pretty beautiful. Like I'd say for a fruit, they're sexy, you know? Now what I want to do is reduce this down because I'm going to add a bit of it. I want those flavors. So I'll put that on a higher heat while I'm chatting to you, reduce it down. Now, let's talk about some of the other ingredients. I'm going to add, traditionally this is made with creme anglaise and it's a French dish, but of course I'm changing it. So I'm using yogurt. So this is a coconut yogurt, trying to keep it dairy free, but you can use a natural Greek yogurt. I have a talk on hidden sugars. Yogurt is a big one. So I'll put the card right here. Go and check that out at some point. Learn how to read your label and learn how to read sugar. It's all there. So here's mine, but yogurt basically has live probiotics that feed lactobacillus, bifidobacteria. It just helps you balance your healthy microbes. So spoon here and there is actually really good for you. And it wanted to say live cultures, which this one does. So that's going to be one of our ingredients. Second up, oh, by the way, I'm going to add a supplement to that yogurt to boost it up. This is PHGG. This is a supplement I talk a lot about in my gut health course. I tell you how to take it, and I tell you how, more or less, like how to bring it up in dose because you can react to it. But generally speaking, this is one of the safer gut boosting supplements that don't bloat you. A lot of them do. And I go all into supplements on my gut health course. So go and check that out. But always check with a health professional before you start supplements of any kind. I'll add that. I may as well add it now. And it's just as simple. I'll just add it to this just for sake of it. But it's white, so you won't be able to see it. Woo! Cloud. Beautiful. Like it's snowing in my kitchen. So I'm just going to scoop that up later. I try not to use as many dishes as I used to because I was cleaning for so long. Now, something that's important, believe it or not, if you get the good granola, it can be gut boosting. So you don't have to use Carmen's, but I just looked at the label and thought this one's pretty decent. And why granola is so good, you want to look for nuts and seeds, low sugar, have oats in it. Flax would be great, chia would be great, because it is a prebiotic fiber. Certainly the oats in it, they contain beta-glucan, which feed one of the most important anti-inflammatory bacteria, fecal prausnitzi, and it just lowers your risk of gut disorders. So oats are your friend. Granola, make it yourself if you can, but this is not the channel to be making everything from scratch, even though I do. I'm showing you things that you can buy. So go and check out that talk on hidden sugars. It'll talk you through what to look for on the label for sugars. But this I was impressed with. So I'm going to add some of this, and I'm also going to add flax. Now flaxseed, you can ground it up to get all the nutrients because it's high in omega-3. But if you don't ground it up, it actually, and you put it in a bit of water, which we'll do, soaking forms a gel that soothes the gut lining. It helps with regularity, and it sort of, even in this case, it helps to bulk your stool. I've got a talk on Scoop on Your Poop, so go and check that out because it is the easiest way you can tell with what's going on in your gut by looking at your poop. So flax does help with that. Now we've reduced this enough, so I'm going to pour some of this liquid in because it's got so much flavor. Okay, not too much, but just a little bit. You can turn that off now. Next up, I'm going to put some of these flax in. They kind of get hidden. They have no flavor at all. So granola. I give this to my son as like an after school treat. Bit of granola. Exploded, we lost it. That's all right. That gets food for me. So crunchy. I love granola. You don't want to go crazy with granola. Like there is a bit of sugar in it, but and then a spoon of yogurt, and I've got that PHGG there, so I'm just going to mix that together. Okay, I'll put that on top. Oh yeah. And cinnamon, because it's good for you. It helps reduce E. coli, I believe. So it's really good for harmful bacteria. It also tastes very, very nice. So I'm going to put a bit of that in there. You don't have to put honey. I'm just going to put a little drizzle of my honey because I like the enzymes in it, and it's so easy with these squeezable things. I used to get the spoon. Oh my God, that is so messy. I just got it everywhere. So there you go. There is the spiced poached pears with gut healthy ingredients. So that is something that you can throw together in minutes. Once you've poached the fruit, you can have it cold or hot, and it's very warming on a cool or cold day. So let me know in the comments below if you've tried it, if you've added your own stuff. I want to know what you've added, and until next time, love your guts.